In 2013, Victoria's Mandy McCracken was cherishing the fast-paced life of a stay-at-home mum.
I was living the dream up in the country with my 3 kids and, really enjoying just being at home with the family. I had a great mothers group. I was on the parents and friends committee of my kids' primary school. I was doing aerobics. I was helping out around the neighbourhood, having lots and lots of fun, really busy.
Mandy's routine showed no signs of slowing down until a mysterious illness changed everything.
It was a Wednesday. I was feeling a bit fluey. I cancelled my day and I hopped into bed and I stayed in bed for a couple of days and I was just feeling rotten. I had a temperature, throwing up, diarrhoea, and unfortunately it was sepsis and I had no idea. And all hell broke loose by Friday night, and on Saturday morning I was in a coma, and I was in a coma for 10 days. When I woke up, my hands and feet were black. And I ended up getting my amputation on my arms done first, and then I had my legs amputated a few months later, just below the knee.
Mandy remained in hospital away from her husband and 3 daughters for 10 months.
My world stopped, basically. Anything outside of my hospital room came to a complete halt because I was so focused on just trying to get back to living. Like, I couldn't sit up, I couldn't swallow, I couldn't do all that stuff. All right, don't look at my cards. Even thinking about the kids and life back at home wasn't front of mind because I knew actually Rod, my husband, would look after it. Like, he was doing a great job. But as a mum, I unfortunately sort of turned that off in my head because I was so focused on other stuff. So I had a nurse one day and she said to me, you should call your kids and talk to your kids. And I got this massive wave of guilt. I was like, oh my God, I hadn't even thought of that, Can I have a card, please? And I had to rebuild that relationship and work out what that looked like from a disability perspective. Like, how do you be a disabled parent? Now, what are we making? Wholemeal berry scones.
The real challenge from a parenting perspective when Mandy came home was consciously finding avenues to make sure that she had a role to play rather than just diverting back to the practice you've been doing for 10 months.
All right, so how much do I have to chop? 60 grams. My first day here, I came in on a wheelchair. Rod wheeled me in and he parked me on the wrong side of the kitchen bench. My side of the kitchen bench is in the kitchen, where you do the cooking and preparing everything. And he put me on the guest side of the kitchen bench and I'm like, okay. Oh, look at that, it's gonna work. I'm excited. I'd gone from running the household, that was my job, and now I was the guest in my house and it felt really weird and it was a lot to process, and there was probably quite a bit of sort of anger of the situation and anger because I was watching the kids doing stuff. It's like, no, this is not how you do it.
She would always want it her way and you couldn't do it your own way. It had to be her way or else she would completely scream at you.
Beautiful. She came in and it was different because we hadn't seen her for so long and she was new. She wasn't the same, I guess, and we were really young and that was completely new to us. So it was strange and you know what, I didn't really like it at all. She wanted to have everything back to normal. I think we all did, but we couldn't. So we had to adapt and we did adapt. But that took time.
Here we go. How many people can you fit on an electric wheelchair? Oh, second work.
For each member of the McCracken family, humour has played an essential role in adjusting to the new normal.
We took the kids away for a family holiday down to the beach, and my sister sent me a message saying, where are the photos? And it was 9 o'clock at night, so my husband pulled my arm off, shoved it in the fridge holding a beer and took a photo and sent it to my sister. I was like, right. This is on. Ever since we've been actually, pulling off body parts and putting them out, doing fun things and taking photos and putting them up on social media, it's been great. Like, the kids have loved it.
Because Mandy's disability is very visual, our children are doing things out in public, like helping Mandy eat in a restaurant. Humour allows everyone an opportunity to recognise and process.
Oh, look at the eggplants. Look at them. Oh, they're doing really well. The family, we all had to work out how this worked and what that looked like and get comfortable with it. And I can tell you there were some really good psych sessions that I had around where I can fit in and the strength and benefit of me being here is still, even though I can't do some things, they still need a mum, and it doesn't matter what you look like, it doesn't matter what the situation is, but just that hug with your kids is so precious. That's a cracker.
She's very positive about everything and very enthusiastic. Yeah, and supportive.
Yes, so it's 1 on that one.
Over time, Mandy and her family got their groove back. Then, a couple of years ago, a brand new challenge presented itself.
So during COVID, my eldest daughter Samantha decided that she wanted a bit of a change of school, and so we looked for a new school for her, and we ended up deciding on one in Melbourne, in the city. So we decided, right, her and I will go down to Melbourne and we'll live there Monday to Friday, and Rod can stay at home and look after the rest of them. And so we're living through 2 households at the moment, which actually, touch wood, is working really well.
Changing to a different school and living in Melbourne has meant that we've both had to step into like new placements in the house, which means I've had to take over like Dad's spot where it is, just helping her out with small things. And, you know, she's had to also adapt to looking after me and doing more things solo, I guess, and like, you know, shopping by herself to go and grab stuff for us or whatnot. For her to do that for me is like amazing. Like, I couldn't imagine continuing where I was, and the fact that she's made a sacrifice just for me to be happy is a great ask.
Friday night, we jump in the car and come home again so that we can be with the rest of the family. It's a lot of organisation. My calendar is absolutely chockers with do this, do that, do this, do that. That's my job again. I'm back at it. So, you know, 8 years ago, things were so different, and now I'm back doing what I was doing before I got sick. Everybody's helping out, though. You know, we are a team. We're a team of 5, and I could not do this without their help. I think a lot of the able-bodied world believe that people with disabilities are incapable, and I would actually say we're probably more capable than the able-bodied world because we are dealing with challenge all the time. We are very capable of being parents, and please do not ever think that we couldn't.